It is recording. Okay. A few things today. First is we're trying a different position for the mic. We're going back to the old Movo mic instead of trying to use the, what do you actually call it? This guy. The Cardo mic as the official mic. So we're going back to Movo, better placement hopefully. Now the thing we're testing here, there's a couple things. One is, I just got back from a nice tour of Spain. It's been about 2 weeks since I last rode, and so we'll see how much I remember. The other thing is, we're trying out these different style Liat knee pads, which they don't have anything that's actually scraping on the inside. So when I try to do pendulums, I really don't like stuff on the inside of my knee because it catches on the side of the wheel, and I want to avoid that. So let's just see how well I remember how to ride an EUC. Hey, that wasn't bad. That feels pretty good. Oh man, I have missed the wheel. My first week in Barcelona, drove around a bit, went to the hotel, and they have really nice bike lanes there, but it was hot. It was over 30 degrees if you're Canadian, or close to 100 if you're American, and it was pretty hot. And I actually did see one guy on an EUC. It looked like an in-motion. It looked a lot like the one that you have, Reagan. And he was out there zipping around, and I was pretty jealous of him. And so here we go. Wow, I feel pretty good. I definitely feel like these pads are giving me a better relationship with the wheel. Like I can actually feel the wheel on the inside of my calves. And they do bend pretty well. Now, I guess what I want to try here is see if I can actually just stop and go backwards. Try a really slow pendulum. Whoa, whoa, Jesus. Okay, forward, kind of. Oh, man. Okay, that's better. That is better. It feels really loose with these knee pads. Like I'm feeling the wheel so much that it's distracting me. I can actually just, whoa, the world's slowest pendulum. It is kind of coming together. Now, last time I was doing this, I was working on bending my knees more when transitioning to forward instead of just leaning like a crazy man. So let's try that a bit here too. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Forward. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Backwards. Forwards. Okay. Okay. I have retained some ability from before my trip. I wasn't sure how much it was going to be like riding a bicycle. Like, you know, when you ride a bicycle, you can basically ride one for your whole life. But my experience is even taking a few days off practicing EUC, I definitely forget some stuff. But so far, it feels pretty good. So there we go with pendulum. It's a little wobbly. It's a little uncertain. But yeah, so far I'm keeping what I had before. I think I like feeling the wheel with my inside of my calves. That's a new thing. Usually the knee pads wrap around right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to put the camera in the right place. But right kind of where the side of the wheel slaps, I can actually feel the side of the wheel, and I can feel how far I'm leaning along the side by like how much is dragging. Whoa. Which is pretty cool. Now, the question is, am I going to be able to 180 on my usual 180 thing So let's try to do the mantra, right? So we go down, we sit down, we whip turn, whoa, back up, and get out. Okay, that whip turn felt really whippy. I don't know what happened there. I wasn't looking down, but it felt like it really zipped, which I was glad for because I would have fallen if it hadn't. So let's try again. We head into the parking lot. We sit down, whip turn. Whoa, it's a really sharp turn, but I'm kind of liking it. I think being able to feel the wheel with the inside of my calves gives me a little bit more control. It's very interesting. It's still very novel to me. I don't know what I don't know how to describe it. I feel kind of naked because I can touch the wheel, but I feel like I have slightly better control. Whew, not bad at all. Okay. I guess I'll try the other direction. You always got to practice left and right. So we sit down, we turn, we back up, kinda, okay. It wasn't as good that way, guys. I'll try it again. To the right is a little bit harder. So we sit down, we whip, turn, whoa, went too far. Interesting. So that side is definitely worse. It's definitely worse than it was before. Sit down, whip turn, back, and go. Kinda. Okay. Nice little turn. It's so funny. The wheel feels really maneuverable today. And I think it's because I can feel it on the inside of my shins. It's a funny feeling, but I kind of like it. Okay. There goes the bus. So I guess what we're going to try is just some short pendulums in the parking spot. Whoa. I find it often helps to have a target for the front and the back of where you want to stop, where you want to go. This is how I learned, was just doing a pendulum right in a parking spot. And that worked pretty well. It's harder to do it just in the middle of the nowhere. But let's try. Let's see what we got going on here. We sit down, we whip. Whoa, that one was a little tight. Okay. And we have to imaginary stop sign. Okay. Not bad. Not bad, guys. Okay. Now, sometimes, stopping here, sometimes when you take a break from your hobby, you realize that you're really only doing the hobby because of sort of force of habit. You're just going through a routine and you just kept doing it, and then you take a break, like you go travel Europe for a little bit and you come back and you're like, I don't really miss that hobby, and then you find something else to fill the time. That is not how I felt. I definitely missed riding my wheel. Every time I was walking around places in Spain, I thought, whoa, look at this nice bike lane. This would be really good for an EUC. And I wanted to ride it. So that was nice. And then when I got back, I was so relieved to see my wheels in my front hallway and just waiting to be ridden. And I was just too tired to ride them. But just knowing that I could ride them again felt good. So I'm definitely not done with this hobby. We're going to try some stuff here, though. I'm going to put you guys behind. And I'm going to try my loop-the-loop, not loop-the-loop, what do you call it, slalom? Where you go between the posts here. Let's try. Wow, That feels really different, and that car scared me. So here's another thing. When it's not too wet out here, there's this fountain. I like to practice my sharp turns around these things because you can grab them if you have a problem, and you can just sort of do a figure eight. Whoa, that turn is not as good. But you can just kind of go and go tightly around them. So come to an almost stop. Set you shit. Oh damn it! I'm going through the water. It's harder that side because I have the camera in that hand, and I can't reach to stabilize myself on the post. Not as easily anyway. So let's try the slalom again. Now that that car is gone, hopefully. Yeah, you never want to be a fixation of a car. Like if you're doing something kind of interesting, like cutting back and forth through these posts, driver in a car who's never seen an EUC will definitely fixate on you. They'll look at you. And I don't know if you remember when you first learned how to drive, but if you're in a big empty parking lot and there's one light pole, you will fixate on it, and if you do, you'll drive right into it. And you do not want to be that thing for a car. It's not going to be a good day for you. All right. Try my sharp turns to... Jesus. To the left is not as good. I guess that's turning to my right. Turning to my left feels better. So obviously I haven't done this drill enough because my right turns are very scary feeling. But my left turns are okay. And on a day like today where there's not too many people out, it's nice to be able to do these loops. And this was how I learned to turn on my Oryx, which is a much bigger wheel. Has an extra 25 pounds on this one. Interesting. So it's actually best if you can lean the wheel but stay kind of vertical. I'm trying. Twist your body. Cool. Okay. Some people are staring, so I want to get back on the road. Stop and go. Sure, it's a taxi stop, but most cars do it too. All right. And there we have it. I'm also using the new EUC Crazy seat, and I'm getting a little bit better at, sitting down into it. Put the camera back a little bit. And yeah, it's a very comfortable seat. I find it pretty easy to transition in and out of, even with my big long legs. So that's good. Yeah. There's plenty of gravel places to try out over there. Practice gravel riding. Why don't we take a peek? Taxi stop. Boom. So I hope this weather holds up. This is basically perfect weather for EUC. It's nice. It's sunny, but it's not in your eyes. It's warm, but it's not making you super hot. Oh no, here we go. This looks like a pretty tight turn with consequences. Well, yeah, those are the consequences. Oh shit! Ah, made it. Okay, we found the gravel. I'm pretty sure that turn is doable, but I just chickened out. These hills are tempting. Whenever I see these hills around here, I'm just like, oh, those would be fun to go up. Oh, interesting. I wonder if I'd get it. Here's some hill right here. It looks kind of steep. I'm not sure how solid it is. Should we try it, guys? Should we try it? I missed it, but it looks like I burned out on the top. That was pretty exciting, I'm not going to lie. But here we are, we're on the mesa. I don't think you actually call it that. I gotta go down that hill now, don't I? I feel like going down is harder. I do not have an off-road tire here, so I'm definitely on street tire. Well, it looks a little, what am I looking at? Oh, it's a little shallower here. And it actually looks like, whoa, Nelly. It looks like people have gone down here before. So, I guess there's, oh my God. I'm still, my heart's still beating from that, going up the hill. It was pretty steep. Let's just try this. Whoa. Oh, that's easy. Going down, I'm not gonna lie, the suspension does most of the work. It was not nearly as nerve-wracking. Woo! Okay. Now, what we can do is we can go try some curb bonks. Stop and go. Stop. Go. I guess there's curb all over here, but I like it when there's a little bit more room after the curb, so you can run it out if you have to. If it's a little rough, and it's also kind of nice if the curb ends in grass. So if you pop up the curb and you don't quite make it, you just roll it out on grass. So, well, here's a car here. Seems to kind of noticed me, kind of not. You always got to be careful in the roundabouts. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to keep you in front of me. And we're back in the original parking lot. And here we go. We're just going to pop over this curb here. And 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, I almost jumped. It almost feels like I jumped over that curb. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's do it from behind. Haha. That, yeah. Here's another jump. Oh, it's pretty easy, although I almost jumped off the foot plates there. Cool. What's interesting about this curb is that it's more like a very sharp speed bump. There's no upper level on the other side. You're just going over the curb. But the good thing is that it's a soft landing. So let's try it again. Oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then coming out this side, it's a little lower, but you are rolling into an intersection, which is a little iffy. Whew. Not bad. Not bad. All right. I think I'm ready to try a little backwards riding. So this is actually the parking lot that I learned to backwards ride in, against the fence over there. What I don't really know how to do very well is look over my shoulder while I'm backwards riding. And then, whoa, let's get forward again. There is a car back there that I would like to avoid. So, I can stay balanced while I'm going backwards. That's not too bad. But I gotta learn how to look and sort of not steer where I'm looking, just using it to navigate. And then you got to straighten out, and then you got to lean forward. Oh, it's tricky. It's tricky, guys. Now, I saw some Instagram videos of someone going like slaloming. What do you call it when you go back and forth through some cones? And they were doing that forward, and then they did it backward. And I don't know that I'm there for slaloming yet. Let's see what that looks like. I think I could do it if I wasn't looking backwards. So we'll come up to this stop sign and transition, hopefully, to riding backwards. And I guess I'm kind of slaloming, but I'm losing speed. Okay, that's a good little adrenaline there. I don't think I could do those S-turns, carve like that way, and have my body half rotated. So there's definitely a lot to learn about backwards. But yeah, this is my favorite little spot, and I have to say I'm feeling fairly comfortable on the wheel, given that I haven't been on it for 2 weeks. Whew. And whew. Yeah, that feels nice. Someday it'll be silky smooth, but it is getting better. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I could actually pull this off maybe on a group ride and just kind of bounce back and forth as we come up to an intersection. The trick there is that there's not always room behind you when you do this. Whoa. And sometimes you do need some room behind you. If you've got other riders coming up behind you, or cars, you kind of just have to step off. But that's that. All right. I think what I want to do is go over to the boat launch. Get a little speed here. Now, the mic that I have in my helmet probably sounds different once I put my visor down. Is actually just shoved into the cheek pad here on the inside, just kind of wedged there. And so that's why the sound is a little different. I'm experimenting to see with how stable that is, whether it wants to pop out or not, because it's not clipped onto anything. Okay, that was a Port of Everett truck. Hopefully they don't hate EUCs. I try not to be a nuisance out here. I ride out here quite a bit, but I try to give everyone the right of way. Wow, look at that. That boat's coming out. Working on that bent knee acceleration so I don't have to lean so far over the wheel. So another thing I have coming, I have ordered the Grizzly flow pads. Those are the ones that kind of, bring this camera around, kind of looks like a C, and they go right where the toe clips are right now. They don't appear to screw on. So it's going to be interesting, but I think the range of motion will be better. So that's why I'm trying them. And then the other thing I ordered was the Grizzly LiDAR-based auto-leveling headlight for the Lynx S. Apparently the old Lynx one has a different light protocol than the Lynx S, so they're incompatible. So Grizzly's releasing a new version that works with the Lynx S. All right, let's try a little acceleration. Woo, wobbles. Not so much wobbles. Yeah, the hard thing with my accelerations is trying to get them smooth so they don't wobble when I'm decelerating. All right. Okay, sit down. That's better. I think I'm still leaning too far forward with my chest and not sitting flat down enough. So we'll try. We will try. It's been a while since I've done these tests. So, crouch, lean, slowly extend forward. Woo! And then all the way back and down. Oh, I wobbled a little bit. So you should always work on your emergency brakes because they should be automatic and they should be smooth every time. Ooh. I'm still leaning forward too much, but I will say there's less wobbles when I do that, so I need to figure it out. Let's try a whip turn. Whip. Oh, we didn't sit down before the whip, so that didn't work. You have to already kind of be in the backwards position for that to work. Okay. Accelerate. Ooh, that feels fast. Oh, no, that was not it. So one thing I read was that the faster you transition from forward to backwards, the less opportunity there is for wobbles. So I'll try to make the transition faster. Kinda. I see what they're saying. Okay, so we want to sit down until we're stopped. Whip back. Go. Okay. And then go into acceleration. And then deceleration is back. Well, I can see it's not as heavy a wobble there. Something's working a little better. Maybe I have to get further back. So, kinda. It's hard to move your head all the way back behind the wheel, and I think that's what this requires. All right, we're gonna sit down, try the whip turn. Sit down, whip, back, and 180. All right, let's go. All right, accelerate, and then transition back. Oh, kinda. It wobbles, but it's a gentle wobble. It feels manageable. I think it's possible to do it and not wobble at all, though, and that's still a little bit elusive for me. Okay. Sit down. Whoa. Sit. Whip. Back. And roll out. 180. Okay. And then sit back. Interesting. That was a little better. I felt the wobbles a little less. So, sit down, whip, whoa, back, and 180, and accelerate. And back. Nope. I'm going to admit, guys, it's kind of a regression. I felt like I was braking better before the trip to Europe, and now I'm not a little. It's all right. I think that's a pretty good place to call it. I'll go back. I'll say hello to my Cybertruck with a few pendulums, and then I'm going to call that a ride for now. Just getting back in the groove of things. All right. All right. Let's try one of the whips here. Woo, back, whip, back, and out. That feels good. All right, the Cybertruck is parked in the EV charging, which is a different spot than I normally greet it. So here we are. Big old CT. How you doing, buddy? Whoa. Whoa. My pendulum is really iffy right now, buddy. Appreciate it. There we go. Just have to hold on. And you can slow it down. And then we get out of here and we go to the entrance. All right. Want to do the little baby pendulums on these tiny squares? Let's try. Whew. It's been a while, but we'll take it. Thanks. All right, guys, that's it for today.